Hello, hello. I'm back. I promised you 3 readings, um, and I'm ready for my third reading. So let's get into it straight. Let's do this. This is from the third story, of course, of my latest book, which is a story that revolves around a military base where our protagonist has to go for a year, and it stems from a time where I was a conscript, where I was forced to be in the army for a year. To diminish the time, because it was a year in Belgium, but we had bases in Germany as well, still stemming from accords made in the war, in the Second World War. We had bases there. And when you went to Germany, you actually did 2 months less. And I went to Köln, Cologne, which was kind of, I think it was a 4 hour drive if I remember correctly. So it was more or less in the range that you could easily come home from for the weekend. Anyway, I put, of course, my protagonist in a base that's now abandoned in the city where my friend lives, to keep him close to what's happening inside the city. But that's purely for the story. So I'm gonna read you a small part and let's see what happens. He walked into the room, stretching his body a bit. No one was in there except him. He set his weary body down on his bed, exhaling loudly. Holding his head in his arms, his body slumped. Tap. Startled, he looked up. Tap. The metal ticking had returned. He stared at the empty bed, his tired muscles protesting from the hard work shift that lay behind him. Tap. The guy started panting, heavily, hypnotized by the incessant tapping sound. Against his better judgment, he stood up and stepped towards the haunting sound. He swallowed once, fearfully, but the attraction was too great to stop. He put his hand on the metal closet perched against the wall. A strange sensation came from the battered old thing, like an invisible vibration. It shot strange and bloody images through his mind, ghostly scenes filled with anger and rage. With a loud metallic clang, one of the doors of the closet opened. 2 shelves within between a high space for hanging coats and sweaters appeared. On the top shelf he saw sunglasses, its spooky blue gleam looking at him expectantly. In the hanging space above the small footlocker stood a stick. The plain rosewood cane with the elegant curved top was riddled with small cuts and indentations. It had a rough life, and it looked in need of some tender love and care. He smiled at it, as if it was a pet to be nurtured, its matte, ravaged surface peering innocently from the shadows of the metal closet. Suddenly the door to the room swung open, slamming with a big bang against the bed beside it. He stumbled back, flabbergasted. "Hey, Walter, what's the matter, mate?" Patrick grinned as he burst into the room. "You look like you've seen a ghost." He then saw the closet was opened, the one that everybody seems to avoid for some reason. The unmade bed, a naked mattress on top of it, stood unceremoniously between the 2 open doors. "Did you open that closet, Walter?" Patrick asked as he walked toward it. Pictures adorned the inside of the door. Raunchy photos of nude women in denigrating poses, legs and other body parts spread. That wasn't what appalled him, though. What was written on the ripped-out magazine pages with a black marker was: whoever had conjured up the abusive language clearly had no respect whatsoever for women. "Disgusting!" Patrick exclaimed. He smashed the door shut. It seemed to miraculously stay latched. As he turned and saw Walter's dark expression, Patrick asked, "Are you all right, Walter? You look a little pale." Walter backed up so he could sit down on his bed again. I just had an exhausting day. So that was it. A small part, a bit haunting part. What is happening? What is going to happen? Well, buy my book and read it. Yeah, the shameless self-promoter in me is coming up again. Anyway, I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I hope everything is okay at your end. And I will see you next week. Bye.